Alright, Nagash versus Beasts of Chaos Darkwalkers. Here we go. Alright, we got Nagash, Scarlet Doom, Realm of Metal, Fright or Flight, no Triumph for 2,000 points. We got the Spirit Torment, he's a General, Master of Magic, Seal of Shyish, but really he's there for Cogs. And then Nagash has the Umbral Spell Portal because the goal of the day is to put stuff in the Hand of Dust. We're just here to have fun with Nagash and Nighthaunt, see where we go. Krollgeist Crusaders to run with the Spirit Torment. In a blob of 20 Blade Geist Revenants that are really the blender of the army, plus the Hex Race. In Bounty Hunters is the core of the army. What a fun list. Oh my god, I really encourage you guys to play. And this is it. I wound up against Martin in Game 2 of the Sherbrooke Loremaster series, playing close to the chest. So Martin is a new player, really nice guy. I had a wonderful game with him. He's chosen his grand strategy is protect the Herdstone. I just happen to have Nagash who can destroy that thing, and we'll see how it goes. So he's got the Doom Bull, Beast Lord, Great Bray Shaman. He's got Bulgors. So I guess 6/6. Gores. I guess that's a double unit of Gores. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so that's a lot of Beastmen. My son over there, he didn't want me to play Beastman because he said goat men are scary, which is my god, maybe I'll get my revenge on these things. Chimera, Gorgon, Ungor Raiders, Bestigors, 2 Cockatrices, and the Wildfire Taurus. Well, Nagash is notorious for shutting down magic, so hopefully Martin didn't have like a negative play experience with this, because my list is not super unique, but it's not super common. When you bring out Nagash, it's 1,000 points. It's just gonna go one way or the other. On the mission close to the chest, I didn't exactly know what to do. There's this giant trench down the middle of the board of like 18 inches where you're just not allowed to deploy. So really the deployment zone is like this little L thing here. They should just mark what's the deployment zone instead of what's the attacker's territory. He plopped his Herdstone up in here. I deployed pretty much on the edge of where I could go with Nagash and the Blade guys sitting back a little bit. I didn't know what he wanted to do. Again, I'm outdropped. I think Martin was double battle regiment. Yeah, so he's 2-drop. So he put down his stuff. I got to know exactly where they were before I put down the rest of my stuff. I think he had a really big blob of the Gores there. So it was like 30 Gores. It was a lot of Gores. And he deployed them here. I didn't realize until after deployment that they were Galician veterans, so I knew kind of that like Nighthaunt and the bravery shenanigans were just going to make a bunch of them flee. Anyways, try to get to some of the photos. Here we go. Okay, deployment close to the chest. We got the stick little things out here to help us gauge where the deployment is in the scenario. As I went over, it was just this trench of 18 inches in the middle here is what it looks like on this this terrain. It's weird. I think it's like a 40k table with some craters and stuff going on there. Martin's got his beer. I'm about to get myself a cider, which is good. Yeah, so delicious. Yeah, Quebec cider, if you guys are ever here, so good. Many varieties, just like a lot of the other craft beers and stuff that's come out there. So he's ready to put down his Herdstone. He's decided that this is the best place for him to put in his deployment area. It's going to give him a good range. When he's putting down his Herdstone here, I think that he's going to center his forces around here. Although I don't exactly know what he's going to do. He is the Darkwalkers, and I know he can hold a lot of the units off the board. Because I have so few models, I'm really not going to be able to zone out the board space in a way that I think it's going to be good, because there's just no way. Like, I'm just slowly deploying my guys. Like, I put 1 unit of X-rays here. They're probably just going to go and they're just going to tow along this first objective here. If he gives me first turn, that way he's going to hold. I'm going to hold 1, 2 more. And if he wants to take the first turn and try to do something long bomb or coming off the edges, then I'll try to zone out the situation as best I can. He's a 2-drop. I'm 6 drops. My guys are all bounty hunters, so I didn't really realize that I was going to try to charge him in the first turn. But just looking at the situation, just trying to get ready and have a good game. My dice is in my glasses case here. These cards that I made for the spells, especially for Nagash, are essential. Just putting all these little reminders all over the board are really, really good. As you can see here, just a look at the table. Got going. Oh, maybe I already had a cider. Don't remember. And we're just trying to get everything organized for having a good game. Nighthaunt was good. He had all his stuff ready to go. As a new player, it was really good to see how organized Nighthaunt was with his army. I know he's playing Beasts of Chaos. I know Beasts of Chaos, people are saying, have a 65% win percentage, but I think that's only a very specific type of Beasts of Chaos. That doesn't, speak for the army as a whole. Certain players can do well with an army. I don't think Beasts of Chaos right now is a really good army for a new player, but Nighthaunt is doing well. His stuff is mostly painted, and that's really all that matters. The end of deployment here, he's got his Gorgon, he's got his Chimera, he's got his big block of Gores. This stuff in the back corner here, it's all in reserves. I think it's 6 Bullgores, the best Gores. One of the two-handed weapons or whatever. He's got an Ungor Raiders here, another Ungor Raiders here. This is another Bullgores. The boss general is right here. Too far away for me to try to hand to dust, but when I looked at this situation here, and I kind of went around the table, I looked a little bit, and I really couldn't figure out what to do. I knew that I was going to be able to get these hex rates onto this objective and take it with only 5 models. He chose only to put 3 models onto here. I thought that was a little bit weird. He should have chosen to put more. But if he did, I was just going to go and explode them with the hex rates, because I'm just going to move 12 and then just delete them all. That's how it goes. Nagash, I'm just going to play conservative with him. Going back, that's it. The end, when I saw the way he was going, Nagash in the hero phase, I got up all my buffs on basically everything. Yeah, so Spirit Drain took out a bunch of Gore. Maybe Soul Stealer took out a bunch of these Ungors. I just wanted to flee from Battle Shock. Shade Mist and Seal Shade on these Hex Wraiths. And at this point in time, when I saw my buffs and how they'd gotten up, I knew I was going to go into these Gore. So it was roughly a 5-inch charge just to try to get stuff up and over there. I knew I had to take it. When he gave me the turn, I said, okay, I'm going to do something easy. I'm going to do against the odds, and I'm just going to try to play my game like that. Turn 1, getting my stuff moved up, buffing out. I don't want to be too aggressive. If I do, I'm just going to be caught from behind, and I'm just going to move stuff around and try to get as many of the stuff to die as possible. The Hex Race, when they went in, they wound up hitting up the Gore, and I blew up a lot of them. I think I blew up, a lot of them. So much so that another lot of them died from the Battle Shock, but because he was in range of the Herdstone, only half of that amount died. So I think out of 30, I think there was only 8 left. I was feeling pretty good at the end of my turn. I got my Against the Odds, hold 1, hold 2, and hold more for 5 battle points. And just look at the situation on the board. Yeah, this is a cool army. You take a look at the models, they're all painted. The board looks good. I think it's thematic. We're fighting Nighthaunt. It's cool. His turn, he was able to go back a little bit. He fled with his Gore. He didn't exactly know what to do. As you can see here, I've got my 9-inch markers set up because we know it's coming in from behind. He moved his Ungor Raiders up a little bit. He was going to try to take back this objective and take this objective. So he wants to score 1, hold 2, and hold more. I didn't know exactly which ones he was going to be able to get, but that was his plan for this one. So Bestigor, Bulgor, and his Beast Lord are all in the back here, trying to get these charges off. It was pretty good. I thought that the Blade Geists and Nagash's spell to give them a 5-up ward if it went in there was going to be fine. Crawlgas Crusaders protecting in a bubble for the -1 damage. I was playing pretty good. I was happy with the situation. Here, the Chimera and the Doom Bowl went into the Hex Race, and I think they wound up taking off 1 wound with the Shade Mist and the Seal of Shayesh. It was a really unfortunate bunch of dice for him, but he was able to, like stay there and be good. And unfortunately, at the end of the turn, choosing Barge through enemy lines for his bonus point, he took none of these charges. So with a reroll and a fail reroll, he had 4 chances to get in on a 9 with bonuses, and he failed every single one of his charges. I said, look, Nighthaunt, I have other videos that I've done here on just the probability of rolling a 9 or even rolling an 8 with a reroll, and nothing is guaranteed in the Mortal Realms. It's a dice game. Like, I just played my game 1 where I lost Nagash because my opponent rolled a 9 on the charge. That's just how the game is. I said, listen, if you want to live fast, and this is the tactic you want, then do it. You know, it's probably not the best tactic against Nighthaunt because you're just left out here stranded. I'm just going to come over here if I win priority. I'm just going to take these models and I'm going to come over. I'm going to kill all of this with my Mega Blender of Blade Geist Revenants because I think these guys are all, Galician veterans. Even if they're not, I'm just going to do a sick amount of damage. It's going to be it. Yeah, so I have my Hex Race here. It's fine. He got barged through enemy lines. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more. So he's got 6 points at the end of round 1. I've got 5 points. Nighthaunt's feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. I won the priority, and he was able to rally as the first thing that he did after winning. I won priority. He rallied. He got back on a 4-up. He got back like 16 models or whatever. And when I started bringing back models with Nagash, he said, well, it's okay, you know, recursion's a thing, but over the course of the game, I was bringing stuff back. He was depending on the rally, and that was it. In this situation, I could retreat and charge. When I chose head-to-head, I think I chose head-to-head to kill one of his galley vets with one of my galley vets, which I think was the Bulgors with my Blade Geist, which I knew they were just going to blender right through there. I was Bounty Hunters too, so that was what I was going to do to try to get my turn up. So here it goes. Nagash, Spell Portal, Hand of Dust, Doom Bowl, guessed the wrong hand, victim number 1 for the Hand of Dust for the day. Good old Nagash, well, he's got his cogs up here and everything that he needs to try to go and just make everyone's life hell. So I got the Mystic Shield up. I've got a bunch of Arcane Bolts up. I've got my units here buffed. It's really, really, really okay for me. I didn't really know what else to do, but these Hex Race were just going to move up and they're going to try to take on these Ungor. These Hex Race are going to just move over and they're going to try to take on these Gore. Nagash decided that he was going to go up and possibly take on this Chimera. I didn't know if he was going to do it just through just the Arcane Bolts that he had. I think he had like 3 available just to go and kill the Chimera. Or if he was just going to go whack him up there. If I brought him up here, I didn't think that Nagash was too exposed. I thought that the rest of my army, just kind of dealing with some of these other threats, was going to be good enough to keep him protected through the turn. So, the end of my turn, pretty much everything died. I went through, and I absolutely blendered all the Bulgor, all the Bestigor, all the Ungor, and all the Gore. And at the end of my turn, too, Nighthaunt was looking at me like, wow, like, well, that's a priority, right? So I did hold 1, hold 2, hold more, and head-to-head for 5 points. Just here, photos of like the pre-damage of what I'm about to do to these poor Beasts of Chaos. Is about to get serious. Nagash went into the Gore, killed the Chimera, roared the Gore, and everything else just wound up getting obliterated. So this is after, I think, the charge with the Scarlet Doom. I think I might have spiked so many mortals that I killed all the Bestigor. And then just after that, there was really nothing left of the Bulgor. We ran around to the other combats. Here was just getting exploded everywhere. And Nagash, what's he going to do? He's just basically setting himself up so that he can get over there to destroy that Herdstone. Not that we care about Rend, but yeah, the end of this combat here. So these 3 Hexrays, these 3 Hexrays, they had to kill these Gore. Ungore. These 2, they killed something like 8, and then these 2, they just fled. And then, yeah, here's Martin picking up his models. And then here, these 5 Hexrays, they killed like all 20 of the Gore. And I had like my whole army. In fact, I think at this point in the game, at the end of my turn 2, I had killed more than half of Martin's army with my Nighthaunt, and I hadn't even taken a wound yet. So none of my models had any damage in them, and I was at full strength. So that's the situation against the Beast of Chaos sometimes. People say it's a power army, but honestly, like if you play the correct units, like Dragon Ogres and stuff, then you have a lot of wounds to take. And here, this is what my turn looked like at the end of round 2. I head-to-head and 10 points. Martin is going into his turn 2. He's chose Rat of the Warp or something. I'm going to have to look that up, exactly what it does. Rat of the Warp. I have a cheat sheet to show me, but he chose that tactic. He wound up getting it. I think it was he had to summon a unit and be on my objective from a unit that he summoned. So I was like, okay, that sounds really, really cool. So he did it. And that got him hold 1, hold 2, and the 2 points for the battle tactic for his 4-point turn. So at the end of the second turn, even though I've killed a lot of stuff, it's still 10-10. And going into the rest of the turn, we just got some other stuff to do. Tried to move up the Bulgors. I think he failed the charge, and the Cockatrice didn't do any damage. They didn't roll their 4-ups to do anything. This Gorgon came from over the side here. He's going to try to get a piece, and I think he failed most of his charges, kind of looking at everything else to do at the end of his second turn. Because if we go into my turn, I just wound up moving stuff over. In my turn 3, which I got priority, and I still have 0 models killed, and I still have everything going. I chose gaining momentum. So I chose to kill, I think, this unit and have more objectives. And I was certainly going to do that, so I was going to get my 5 points no matter what. And I was just wondering what Martin would have left at the end of his turn, because at the end of the charge phase, I destroyed the Herdstone. And I was just slowly kind of getting everything ready to, just to move forward. Nagash was mad from being charged by the trolls. He's taking it out on these poor Bulgors. Martin, his turn 3, he chose Desecrate. It's not a bad one to choose. He got hold 1, hold 2, and then the Desecrate, but then everything else, the wheels just started to fall off because I run priority into turn 4. I knew at that point in turn 4 that I was going to be able to come and kind of clean up the rest of the stuff and take his primary objectives. When we talked it out and getting barged through enemy lines, my turn 4 wound up being 6 points, so I was at 21 points to Martin's 14, and he didn't really have much left at that point. I was just able to move my guys around and get ready for the eventual tabling. I didn't. I think this was at the end of the turn 3, and then going into turn 4, I'm just going to move my Blade Geist over and then kill these. Nagash is going to bring back these models anyways. I'm not in any threat of losing this game at all. And we were just able to talk it out, which is good. Talk it out, see what's going to happen, and have a good game. Thank you, Martin, so much for the game. It's a quick battle report, guys. Sometimes the games go well, sometimes they don't. If you don't make your 9+ charges when you're bringing in 4 units on the board edge, then it's scary, especially if those Blade Guys are going to turn around and just obliterate you. Thanks for watching.